I've been thinking, guys. I watched Love is Blind, right? The last season, the latest season. And it just got me to thinking, like, is love truly blind? Leave a comment in the comment section if you think love is truly blind. If you could fall in love without seeing someone, if you can fall in love without visually seeing yourself with this person for the long term, can you legit just fall with the feelings, with how they make you feel without even seeing them? I want to talk a little bit about the show. I want to talk a little bit about how I feel, if love is blind, if it's not. You know, if y'all want to dive into this conversation, please do it in the comment section. I implore you to, because this is something that I've been talking about with friends and everybody. Like, everybody got their different opinions, but let's talk about it. I'm trying to envision, like, talking to somebody and not being able to see who they are. You know what I'm saying? I can't envision it, yo. But let me take this off. But anyway, this is my thoughts, man. This is my thoughts. My thoughts on whether love is blind or not is, I think love is not blind. I think from my perspective, and a lot of men I think are unfortunately visual people. You know, we essentially like to see what we're approaching. We want to see first before we make any actions. Us men, we're vigilant. We're on alert. We're on alert with what we see. We like looking around. We like making sure things looking good. Now, when it comes to like hearing and really taking things in, we can do that too. But if we're talking about relationships, yo, before a man approaches a woman, he got to visually see himself with her. He gotta be, you know, attracted to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna be no, oh, I ain't attracted to her, so I'm gonna walk up to her. That's 9 times out of 10 ain't gonna happen. 9 times out of 10, a man must be attracted to the woman in order to approach and move things along. And if he's not attracted to the woman, he probably just want one thing. He want to get in and get out. And y'all know what I mean. If I was on the show Love is Blind, yeah, I can fall for someone. I could, you know, enjoy the conversation, things of that nature. But when it comes time to see that person, if I visually can't see myself with that person outside of being in the pods and closed off and like how they was in the show, I don't think I would be able to fully move forward. I would try my best and things like that. But if I don't see the person as being attractive, I wouldn't be able to marry that person and be with them forever if I'm gonna know I'm looking around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might sound shallow, but that's just how a lot of guys is, you know? A lot of guys operate like that. I think to truly fall for someone, at least from a guy's perspective, you gotta be like, dang, that's my shawty right there. That's my girl. When she over there looking good, doing work, might be talking to her girls, handling business, you want to be able to look at her and be like, yo, that's my girl. Like, you got to be able to see yourself with her. And it's unfortunate that's the way we are, but that's just the way we are. Like, you got to be able to see. So that's how I feel love is not blind. I think that you have to have a attraction to the person. Everybody knows that if you were to put yourself outside of the show, right, and you know what you're attracted to, you know what brings you that joy to want to pursue, you know what brings you that joy to want to be around somebody, you know what, you know, moves you to someone. And now let's say you go on the show and now you gotta extract all that. Like, you wasn't born not being able to see nobody. You wasn't born with being blind and stuff like that. You know what typically you go for. You know what typically, you know, attracts you and what you see for yourself. And 9 times out of 10, once you go on that show, it's gonna be like, you gotta flip that. You gotta be like, okay, let me not know what I'm, you know, capable of getting and things like that. Let me just not put that in my head and just go with what I hear and go off with what I feel. And that's good and all, but once it come time to see the person, I'm trying to tell you, things could switch and flip-flop. Now, how you go about doing that, it should be in a respectful way. So I do believe, like, and this is a spoiler, if y'all ain't seen the show, go and see the show Love is Blind, last season on Netflix. But if y'all seen where, what his name, Baptiste, Bartise. Bartise. The way he was describing Raven to his now fiance, and he didn't see her as attractive, was disrespectful. He could have kept a lot of that information to himself and just chalk it up as, just not his cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Just, he's just not there. But instead, he had to explain why him and Raven could be a good fit, because they look good together, and how he not as attractive to Nancy, which is now his fiance. Like, at that point, you digging yourself a hole because you're building a bunch of insecurities into the person that you're with. He could have did that differently. Cole, on the other hand, he was more interested in Colleen because that's what he typically would go after. He didn't necessarily have to express that to Zainab or Zanab, whatever her name is. He could have formed it in a way where her insecurities wouldn't be heightened. But a lot of these guys on the show, if they was interested in somebody else or someone else was more so their type, they voiced it in a way where the woman is now insecure because it's like, dang, you wanted that girl, you ain't wanted me. So now that insecurity is going to flourish. That insecurity is going to cause more problems. And instead of tackling it in a mature way, they did it in an immature way. And I think that's why a lot of problems stirred up on the show. I truly think that for women, I feel like women could get past not being as attracted to a man. If a man make her feel well, a man make her feel comfortable, it's an environment for her to be herself, authentic, genuine, I think she can get past the man not being who she would see herself with. But it will come a point where that la la Google phase is gonna be gone, and she gotta wake up next to him, and she might be like, look, the show itself makes it where you're forcing yourself to be blind, and you have to go off of emotion and how you feel, how you're connecting with someone, which there's nothing wrong with that. But in real life, you ain't gonna be blind to it. So what's really the experiment for? It's not been too many success stories with the Love is Blind show, if you've been watching it since season 1. And I still haven't seen season 1, but that's the one that I know that everybody talk about when it comes to success. Attraction means a lot. Attraction is what makes you go after something. And when we think about attraction outside of relationships, you gotta be attracted to something to move forward with something. You're not gonna apply to a job if you're not attracted to the job description. You're not attracted to what you're gonna be doing. You're not attracted to the salary. Something got to attract you and entice you to move forward. Like I said, for men, in order for a man to even approach a woman out in the real world, he got to be attracted to her. He got to see like, yo, she bad, she cute, she, whatever his standard is, that's what he got. He gonna go after it. And he's going to want to see if something can progress from there. But it gotta be that initial bait. And for guys, the initial bait is like, she cute, style, looks, whatever. That's the initial bait. A lot of times for women, the initial bait is, oh, can he make me laugh? Can he hold a conversation? Can he make me feel a certain way? Then I will decide what I do from there. That could be the first step for a lot of women, but I'm trying to tell you, a lot of times that initial attraction. And I feel like a lot of women may mask that, even if they did feel like attraction is that initial bait for them. A lot of them will mask that that's not it. It's about the connection, the conversation, and this and that. So I think it takes a mature person to admit it. Everybody says there's an argument that you won't look the same forever. And that's true. When you marry somebody, they're not going to look the same as when you got them when you was 30. And you have to continue choosing that person because now you have made that connection and you made that bond and you've, pretty much promised your life to them. They promised your life. They promised their life to you. So you have to continue to choose that person because you chose them, they chose you. And you're bonded together. That's different. But the initial, like, we ain't got no connection, we don't know each other. Why am I gonna try to make a connection for you if I don't find you attractive to me? And that doesn't mean that you're not attracted to somebody else. That doesn't mean that And I think that's where a lot of people get misconstrued. Everybody is not gonna think I'm attractive. Everybody's not gonna think I'm their cup of tea, their type. It's several women that I've had L's with. It's several women that I might have had W's with. It's women that might find me unattractive. Everybody has their areas of what they want out of their partner and what the look should be, whether it's physical stature, facial features, conversation. Everybody knows. But the question is, are you willing to compromise early on? And I think that's what Love is Blind is trying to force people to do. Are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to compromise on looks to go with what you feel and how someone is treating you? Are you willing to do that for marriage? And I believe that is a lot, because the cupcake stage, you is head over heels with each other. Used to, you love the way each other look, you physical touching, you touching all the time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all goo goo gaga grrr, all the glitter, you know, because y'all got that attraction towards each other. If that attraction isn't mutual, problems start to happen, things start arising, and now the relationship can't thrive. And that's why I say love potentially, to me, can't be blind. But that's my thought on it, man. Let me know what y'all think, and let me know what y'all think about the show, because I have a lot of theories about the show. Think it's an entertaining show for sure, but looking at that reunion and stuff like that, how they jumping on Cole about, y'all just gotta watch the show. And I might do another video if this video get a good bit of comments and likes and things like that. But I feel like I want to share from a male perspective that watched the show and truly feel if love is blind or not. And I truly think love is not blind. So yeah, that's my thought. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the show. If you feel love is blind, again, watch the show, and I'll catch y'all next video. Peace.